Here's what preppers should be stocking up for the month of September. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, Morgan here. So September is a really busy month, lots of stuff to do. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So seasonal changes, the weather is shifting right now. As September marks the beginning of fall in many regions, in some regions it's actually marking more winter, right? But temperatures are fluctuating right now in September, pretty much across the U.S. at least. Prepare for both warmer and cooler weather by having appropriate clothing, blankets, and heating options ready. So September's a really good time to start actually going out and looking at your buddy heaters and looking at your heating options for the winter. So we don't want to be prepared for winter when winter comes, right? We want to be prepared for winter long before it comes. So September is a really, really good time to go check any propane, go check any gas, like for your generators, turn on your generators. It's a great time to also maybe think about investing in a generator if you don't have, or buddy heaters. Look at those things right now, okay? And September is also the peak hurricane season. So if you're in a hurricane prone area, make sure that your emergency kits are updated. You have evacuation plans that are clear. Your home is secure. Like anything that's outdoor is secure, things like that. If you live in a hurricane area, hopefully you have the non-perishable foods and waters and things like that. You have the fuel. Again, so like you might be getting fuel for winter months, right? But you're also getting fuel for your generator for hurricane season, right? Because that's what we're in right now in September. So September is often known as the preservation month, right? Because a lot of things, your crops are coming into harvest, right? And if you have a garden, so it's a really good time to focus on food preservation. I would say, even if you don't have a garden, think of September as a really good preservation time, especially for winter months, colder, winter, snowier months, things like that. Even here in the South, we are always on a threat of freeze, I guess, now. So we want to make sure that we have plenty of food preserved, okay? Whether you're canning, dehydrating, freeze drying, just putting stuff in the freezer, go ahead and stock up on necessary things. You can also stock up on canning jars and vacuum seal bags, excuse me, and Mylar bags, things like that. So go through your food storage, rotate out older items into the newer items, inventory your food storage. Now is a really good time to do that for September because we're coming into a new season. So not only are we preserving stuff, but we are also wanting to inventory and go through and rotate your existing stock, and then take inventory and see where any holes are in your stock as well. September is also a really good time for running emergency drills. Conduct a family emergency drill, like review and practice your evacuation drills, your communication drills, your fire drills, your first aid skills. Really practice something with your family this month, okay? We can all lose sight of practicing drills and things, but now is a really, really good time to do it. September, we're coming out of a season, going into a season, so let's practice for whatever seasons we're in. You can do like that evacuation drill because you're in a hurricane-prone alley, right? Or a tornado alley, things like this. Or, what would you do if you had to stay at home because there was a lights out situation and it was really, because there's a snowstorm, stuff like that. September is also National Preparedness Month. I'm not doing anything in particular for this month because of a new baby, things like that. So, but fire safety is a big one for September. Let's go ahead and check our fire extinguishers, check the smoke detectors, check your carbon monoxide detectors. Go ahead and replace batteries if you want to. Like if you live in a rental and you're just not sure when the last time the batteries were replaced, you can let your landlord know, but usually that kind of falls on the tenant. Either or, whatever. If it's us and we're rent, we just replace the batteries, okay? Just make sure everything is in working order. When was the last time your fire extinguisher was checked? Do you have fire extinguishers easily accessible throughout the house? Does your family know what to do in case of certain types of fire, like a grease fire, or just there's an electrical fire, there's a fire, whatever, right? Any type of fire. Okay, so health and hygiene. Let's go ahead and check our first aid kits, like I said earlier with our drills. let's go ahead and just check those first aid kits. Check your sanitization supplies as well. And I'm going to have a checklist blog down below where you can go through and do your checklist and all this. So don't worry. You're probably like, oh no, I got to write all this down. Don't worry. I got a checklist guide down below. I got you, okay? Go through your medicines as well, your over-the-counter medications, and make sure everything is good and stocked there. Sanitization supplies. Sanitization. Let me get a drink here. Sanitization supplies, things like hygiene products like soap and hand sanitizer and cleaning supplies, especially for the colder months approach, for potential illnesses and things that arise when it gets colder. Make sure you have plenty of hand sanitizer like in your everyday carry. You have plenty of soap. You can be washing your hands all the time. During my entire pregnancy, we have a shortened immune system when you're pregnant, right? Didn't get sick once because I had hand sanitizer all the time and I washed my hands all the time. Didn't get sick, never wore a mask, didn't have to do anything like that, but never got sick. And I was sick throughout the winter and summer. So I was pretty surprised I never got sick, but proper sanitizations makes a world of difference, right? So cleaning supplies for your house and yourself. So since September is National Preparedness Month in the United States, go ahead and look out for community events and online workshops that focus on emergency preparedness. Now, I have past videos of the 30 days of preparedness that I've been a part of in those playlists, and I'm going to put those playlists down below in the description. But now is a really good opportunity to go look for any sort of National Preparedness Month classes that may be going on. Go ahead and go to your favorite web browser and search National Preparedness Month classes, workshops, training, skills, things like that. And you can definitely you're going to find a lot of stuff, I think. There's a lot of going on. And then here's just a couple other little things that we could do for September, or you can put this off to October. But since we are kind of like in this changing season time, I feel like now is a really good time to look at our finances and our budget. So like, what is your financial situation right now? Are you in a lot of debt? Do you need to, have a savings account? Most likely, if you're in a lot of debt, you don't have any savings at all, right? Because you're just trying to pay down that debt. So now might be a really good time to start making a plan to get out of that debt. Usually when we start getting into fall and winter for a lot of places, people are not going out as much. So maybe now is a really, really good time for you to be like, you know what, I'm going to take this winter and really pay down my debt because I'm not going to be going out and doing activities as much as I usually do during the summer, things like that. Now, if you live somewhere like me in the South, our activities actually increase in the fall and winter because it's so hot during the summer. We just don't do anything during the summer. And our activities are fall, winter, spring. But we do still have, we stick with our debt payment plans and things like that. So, and now is also a really good time to kind of look through like your important documents. So your important documents are things like your up-to-date physical and digital documents. Have you changed insurance lately? Just whatever. Have you changed documents lately? You can go through your important document folder and, just kind of go through it and just look through it and say, okay, well, this is old. I'm going to put a new one in. Make physical copies of everything. Okay. And I also want to say, go ahead and get some photos printed. We've been getting about 200 photos printed a month from Shutterfly. It's like $20 shipping for the 200 photos. Totally worth it. You can go to Walmart, go wherever you want to go. I don't care. Get some photos printed. It's worth it. And also get those photos on USB drives, get those important documents on USB drives, hard drives, put them in Faraday cages, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're in the changing of the seasons here. And so this is what I think that we should be prepping for September. I know it sounds like a lot. Click the link down below to get your free checklist for September. And I'll be doing one of these every single month to show you what you should be prepping for each month of the year. Thank you all so much for watching Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.